Welcome to our channel FilmHead. Today, we're diving into the cinematic world of action movies to bring you the ultimate list of the top 10 underrated movies. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest reviews and recommendations. Number 10. Kill Bill, Volume 1. The first chapter of Quentin Tarantino's iconic revenge storyology, Kill Bill, Volume 1 follows a deadly assassin known as the Bride, who finds herself having been betrayed by her former employer, Bill. After miraculously surviving the encounter and fueled by vengeance, she finds herself traveling across the world to take down each of the members of Bill's assassination circle in the ultimate display of her revenge. Tarantino has achieved a massive reputation for his exceptional action directing for good reason, with Kill Bill, Volume 1 arguably being the director's finest work when it comes to satisfying and glorious violence on screen. Number 9. Heat. A masterful action crime thriller by legendary director Michael Mann, Heat was originally touted as the long-awaited film that has Al Pacino and Robert De Niro sharing the spotlight. The film follows the story of conniving thief Neil McCauley as he leads a top-notch crew on several masterful heists throughout Los Angeles. At the same time, the crew finds themselves in hot pursuit of Detective Vincent Hanna, who is determined to stop McCauley by any means necessary. The two men, despite their differences and rivalry, have an unexpected respect for each other's abilities and dedication. While the film was already a relatively successful film upon its initial release, nearly 30 years of time and re-evaluation have seen many reconsider the film as one of the best action films of all time. Number 8. The Raid. The kind of movie which needs little to no review. The plot is essentially non-existent, the characters are divided into the good guys and the bad guys. The entire film plays out like a video game, and it requires no thought from its audience whatsoever. Furthermore, the dialogue is god-awful in the rare moments that the characters actually do converse, and every character is an action movie stereotype. The plot is simple and straightforward, but there's no wasted sequences on scene setting or tedious emoting. It's just a full-on battle between a highly armed police SWAT team tasked with taking out a drugs cartel who have total control of a high-rise block, and even though it ultimately pivots on some high-level corruption, the real surprise is how this film manages to fully hold the viewer's attention throughout. Number 7. The Bourne Ultimatum. This is the best movie in the Bourne trilogy for sure. The Bourne legacy is without Bourne, Matt Damon, and Jason Bourne is not in this class. Paul Greengrass has truly excelled himself. This one's even better. It is literally perfect. Mr. Damon is an ideal anti-hero and makes the character believable. The acting by the rest of the characters is at least passable, but generally too stoic and cardboard-like for my tastes. Few individual differences in personalities are depicted. The CIA wonks. There is dry humor here and there and a few rest stops along the way. In short, a splendid espionage genre film that caps the series in fine style. This film stands far above the other two Bourne movies, and is definitely one of the best movies of the 2007 summer season. Number 6. The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises gave audiences the incredible antagonist Bane, who, although often overlooked due to Heath Ledger's Joker, has rightly earned his spot in cinematic history and pop culture. The gritty superhero movie brings Christopher Nolan's renowned trilogy to a satisfying end, cementing the three films as rewatchable masterpieces of the genre. In Christopher Nolan's legendary Dark Knight trilogy, The Dark Knight Rises depicts the events 8 years after Batman's, Christian Bale, disappearance following the controversial death of Harvey Dent, Aaron Eckhart. The anti-hero is soon coaxed out of the darkness by an unlikely alliance and a new terrifying villain. Number 5. Fast 5. This movie literally saved the Fast and the Furious franchise. The ending was really happy and funny, and we was really willing to see that Dominic will win again or Brian for the first time. Because at previous race in this film Dom just let him win as he was going to become a father of the nephew or nice. The action sequences are extraordinary. There is no doubt about that. When Dom saved Rock by killing the people of Reyes, that scene was really awesome. This is truly stunning, everything an action movie should be. Buckle up and strap yourself in, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Number 4. Casino Royale. A James Bond masterpiece. Casino Royale could hold the title of being the greatest James Bond film ever made. The story itself revolves around a mob banker and a poker tournament that Bond intends to interrupt so he can steal the proceeds which would have gone towards funding criminal organizations. As far as Bond films go, it sounds a little tame and not that interesting. However, the movie did a great job with the pacing, fight scenes, and somehow even made the poker scenes edge of your seat viewing. Twists and turns, mind-blowing action, hotness like in any other Bond movie. Having a great cast like Mads Mikkelsen playing as the villain makes it more enjoyable. Number 3. Gladiator. Inspired by Daniel P. Mannix's 1958 book, Those About to Die, Gladiator is a box office hit that dramatizes Roman General Maximus Decimus Meridius, Russell Crowe, experiences. When the ambitious traitor Commodus, Joaquin Phoenix, murders Maximus' father and claims the throne for himself, the protagonist is forced into slavery and becomes a gladiator who fights through the ranks to exact revenge. Director Ridley Scott's beloved film is known for its engrossing portrayal of history, and it does an excellent job of depicting the life-or-death fights between gladiators. The risks only escalate as Maximus faces off against increasingly skilled foes, and audiences may find themselves watching the more stressful battles with bated breath. Number 2. Kung Fu Hustle. It is a beautiful story that beholds complex emotions from the beginning to the end. Sing, a young boy, gets beaten up by some bullies for trying to stop them from snatching a girl's candy. Confused, sad Sing thinks that bad guys always win, so he decides to go off the rails and aspires to be a gangster by joining the Axe Gang. This movie is a send-up of all the ridiculously wonderful Chinese kung fu movies from the 70s to now. Brilliantly directed, and the approach to each shot is funny, ironic, and remarkable. The storyline is quite violent, but the influence of the old Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes action takes itself less serious. This was the same wire technology used in The Matrix, and it looks great. Both pacing and comedy is well mixed into the story, with many kung fu scenes in the whole movie blending with the funny skits. I'm sure anyone will get a great time watching this. Number 1. Ip Man. He real-life martial artist and Wing Chun master Ip Man was famous for multiple reasons, including teaching a teenage Bruce Lee how to fight. Director Wilson Yip's biopic, Ip Man, is the first in a series of films about the man, as well as part of a wave of movies about him that have been released in the past 15 years. The action scenes in the movie are brilliantly choreographed, and the fight scenes are simply breathtaking. Donnie Yen's performance as Yip Man is outstanding, and he brings a sense of grace and intensity to his character. The supporting cast also delivers excellent performances, and the cinematography is visually stunning. Overall, Ip Man is an exceptional martial arts movie that is a must-watch for fans of the genre. The film's storytelling, performances, and action scenes are all superb, making it one of the best martial arts movies.